What's up, everybody? Me and Timmy here doing another Talking Wax. And initially, we were going to do like 5 guitarists a piece that were maybe not in very well known bands who were underrated, but my records are all unsorted right now. We kind of changed it up. We changed it to, just a handful of guitar players who are extremely good. The band may or may not have been successful, but the guitar players just don't get the recognition they deserve. And I'll start it out. First one right here, Guardian. They were a Christian band, and the guitar player goes by Tony P on Instagram. It's like Tony Palacios or something like that. Tony P is nasty. He could straight up shred. He's their first 2 records are on vinyl. This is a repress, actually. They just repressed it. Power of Love. The title track is, it's killer. It's good stuff. I actually like them better than the Striper.
Changed vocalist on this record.
Did they?
Yeah, he's pretty good.
I didn't know it, but the vocalist on all the records I've listened to has been good. They're just a very talented, proficient band. And,
That's good too.
yeah.
First record's awesome.
And they got overlooked because, it's a Christian band, so it's a very niche market. But Guardian, Tony P,
Should have been bigger than Striper.
yeah, they're nasty. They're kind of like a Firehouse type band.
Mm-hmm.
So, very good stuff. Check out Guardian, Tony P. What you got, Timmy?
All right, I got Enough's Enough, Derek Frigo. Some history about Derek Frigo. Derek Frigo was in a band called Laments. They were signed to Shrapnel Records, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Derek Frigo was a whammy bar madman.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and man, total shredder. But sadly, Derek Frigo had an addiction and died in 2004. But he's probably one of my favorite players. He played up to, I think, three albums, 3 or 4 albums for Enough's Enough. So
And that's on Purple Vinyl, and
yes,
that's
this
the
is on
repress.
Purple. This is a repress.
Yeah,
It's an awesome repress. Sounds really good.
it does. I listen
Sounds
to it a
really
lot.
good.
Hot Summer Girl,
Uh-huh.
that's my jam.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good songs.
Kiss the Clown is
This
crazy
whole
good.
album's so good.
Yeah, there's not a bad song on that album.
And when it comes to like stereotypical 80s shred guitar, this guy, like he sums it up. He could use a Floyd Rose properly. He was very good at it. Very catchy songs. A lot of you've probably heard Enough's Enough, but Derek Frigo doesn't get enough credit.
Yeah, and there's a lot of good reissues coming out on Friday Music.
Yeah.
They're a little pricey, but they're worth it for rather than paying $300-400 for a record.
And this pressing it's
Yeah.
very good. It's with I bought the same one. I got it off Amazon, I think. So
Yeah.
this next one's kind of like the holy grail of my collection, sort of. I'm glad I bought it before it got stupid expensive. Now this guitar player, this is Danger Danger. Screw it. This is the second album. Guitar player Andy Timmons. He played a couple songs on the first record, but he didn't play on the whole first record. And Andy Timmons is known for his solo stuff and his stuff outside of this. But his guitar work on this album is just absolutely nuts. And like I said, this is kind of my holy grail, because this, if y'all know, this is a very expensive record to get now. But Andy Timmons,
Guitar intro was mad crazy ginger snaps.
well, it was a Puppet Show, wasn't it? I think it's Puppet Show's the guitar intro.
No, he was like saying, Andy. Is that that?
I think it's Puppet
Oh,
Show.
okay, there's one of them where he's like, Andy.
But
That's so cool.
This album is so good. It's produced so good. The instruments, the songs. It's an excellent record, and if you can get your hands on a copy for under $200, do it. Don't pay more than $200 for a record, because
I said you were stupid.
yeah, yeah. Now it's. I think I paid $100.
110.
Yeah, 110. I think it's
25. I think was shipping, right?
yeah. I paid a lot for it, but now you
at
can't
the,
even
at
get
the,
it.
at the time.
Yeah, nah. It's getting insane, but
$350.
yeah, I can't drop $400 on one record. But some of the good songs, Monkey Business is my favorite song, and Beat the Bullet, the guitar work, his tone is nasty. This is just excellent.
Okay. My next one up is Vane. Vane is a band, they're probably one of my favorite bands, but they just never got the recognition they needed. Both guitar players are sick. They're kind of like Daylight and Dark. You know, one dude was kind of bluesy, one dude was sort of like rock, your shred type guy. And but yeah, Vane, they just missed the mark somewhere.
Yeah, they got swept under the rug.
Beat the Bullet, it's a damn amazing song. One of my favorite songs is Ready, because it's got this kind of bluesy little like fast guitar riff at the beginning. And
Fun fact about them, when MySpace was a thing, one of the bands that Tom, he was everybody's friend on MySpace.
Yeah,
He
Tom's
listened
favorite band was Vane.
Yeah, he listened to Vane. We miss Tom. He was much better than the Zuck.
I don't know I don't even pay attention to who owns what anymore. I'm like, I just know I'm on Facebook and don't even know the owner. Tom liked to talk to people.
Yeah, Tom was pretty cool. But Vane, underrated band,
Yeah.
worth a listen. Very sleazy. That's a good record.
And the price tag just ain't on the. It's on there, but it ain't on that because my records stay in shrink mostly.
Yeah.
So that's on the shrink wrap.
If you get them in shrink, leave them in shrink.
Even though it makes your corners rounded after a while, just leave it alone.
They're gonna age, unfortunately. Be alright.
Yeah.
He'll still play.
Yeah.
Now the next one counts as it's one. I'm counting it as one, but it's two guitar players, Frank Hannon and Tommy Skeoch. This is Tesla's Psychotic Supper, and I feel like this is a repress, and this has also become an expensive album, hard to get. It's actually 2 records, and this album's just excellent. Psychotic Supper, they were hitting on all cylinders. The guitar playing, again, excellent songs. Time is probably my favorite song on here, or Changing the Weather, I like that one. Toke About It. There's so many classics on this, and there's so much good guitar playing on this. And Frank Hannon's a bluesier player, but there's still some shred in it. It's a good record. It's a good guitar record.
And I think that was the kind of the downfall of Tesla. Egos kind of got in the way
Man.
with guitar-wise things.
But luckily they're back and still playing.
Yeah. Okay, my next one's another 2-guitar band, and it's kind of like the same thing with Vane. There's more of a bluesier type guy, and there's a shred guy. And this is Rock's Gang, and this is Wade Hayes and Jeff Taylor. Jeff was a blues type rocker, but he still had some heavy riffs about him. But Wade Hayes was like, make Vinnie Vincent look like a baby. Let's just put it this way, Wade, and now the thing is, which it kind of sucked for me because I was really into Wade because I'm, but I like the blues dudes, but I like the shreddy guys, of course. But this is the only album after this record. Wade Hayes disappeared.
Nobody knows what happened to him?
Man in the Dark. I don't know if he was. I heard a rumor like it's been probably maybe like a long time. It was probably even a long time ago when this started, but Jeff Taylor and Wade Hayes was supposed to be doing a side project together because Jeff Taylor stayed in Rock's Gang for a while longer.
Yeah.
There was talk of they were going to do a side project together, which I don't think it never saw the light of day.
So he just fell off the face of the earth.
Yeah.
Kind of like, what was it, Faster Pussycats, Mark Michaels or whatever, the drummer who just disappeared, and nobody even knows where he's at.
That's like if Stevie Rochelle said, if you knew where George St. was.
They don't know where he is?
He'd think you too. It's always like guitar players, right? Oh, well Mark Michaels is a drummer.
That's so weird.
How did people just disappear?
I don't know. But the only thing about Rock's Gang is I can't stand the vocals. I love the songs, and I listen to that album, and I like that album, but there's something about the vocals.
Like Racing with the Devil.
He's just like, he sounds monotone. It's hard. I can't put my finger on it, but it's
Maybe
a good. It's
the recording process.
yeah. I don't know. Maybe it is, but I still listen to him. I still like him, but the singer's definitely the weak point. But the guitar playing is awesome on it, and it's worth a listen.
Yep. I'm just kidding.
XYZ. Don Dokken produced this album. I need to get Hungry, but that's not gonna happen.
No.
It's too expensive. This is their first album Don Dokken produced, and it's Mark Richard DiGilio. I don't know his name. All I know is
Digolo.
I don't know.
Digolo.
But anyway,
Digolo.
the guitar playing on this is insane. Inside Out was the big hit, and that's just a killer riff. But the solo, the dude shreds. I like shred
To me,
guitars.
they're in between, like, his playing is in between, like, George Lynch and Bill Lavardi from Firehouse.
Yeah.
He's kind of in between them two guys.
Yeah.
Really amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To even be close to, like, a George Lynch or Bill Lavardi at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like he kind of triggers back and forth from them two players, and that's amazing in itself.
Oh yeah, his note choice is different. He's good.
Sick.
Who you got there?
All right, this is probably pretty underrated because Tigertails, they're a UK band, so you obviously know they didn't get the recognition in the United States that they should have, and they probably didn't really in the UK either.
Yeah.
Which they were probably bigger over there. You know what I mean? I don't know, but I'm assuming they were bigger from the live video that I've seen.
Yeah.
But this is a gatefold. This is the guitar player's name is Jay Pepper.
I like the
he's-
pink crackle BC Riches.
Yeah, man, they got the BC Riches going on, and he's an amazing player, man. He can do shred, he can blues. He's a little out there on the flip side. You know what I mean? Because I've heard him do some really bluesy type stuff, and then I heard him just wail with the shredding and stuff.
God, I wish I would have been around in the 80s.
Yeah, and this is one band that I can say when I was a teenager, because I've seen lots of kick-ass bands, and Colt could vouch for that. I've told him the stories. I never seen Tigertails live.
Really? The thing about them is what they're doing, like Megadeth covers and stuff.
Yeah, they do Peace Sells, and they do
So-
Creeping Death by Metallica.
To be so glam and then
Yeah.
cover some thrash stuff and do a good job doing it, it's
Yeah.
it's surprising. You might be pleasantly surprised by this band if you haven't heard them.
Yeah. Especially when, they have songs like Love Bomb Baby.
Yeah.
And,
That
and
wasn't
that's a killer song too, though, by the way. But
it wasn't very heavy though.
no. There's nothing very heavy on this, but I do have the EP. The EP it's on a single of the song Heaven. It'll have your Creeping Death and your Peace Sells.
That's just
If you buy the 12-inch. Now, if you buy the 7-inch, it has your song Heaven, and I think Peace Sells. So buy the 12-inch, you get your two thrash metal songs on the B
That's
side.
so bizarre. A glam band covering thrash.
Yes, and there's two Tigertails now. There's a USA Tigertails, which the drummer Ace Fincham is in a band in Columbus, Ohio. He lives in Columbus, Ohio now. He was the only American member of Tigertails.
Oh, really?
So they kind of brought him to the UK to be in the band. But he has his own version of Tigertails, which is, if you know of a band, there was a local band called Love Gun, and their singer is Doug Savage, Ramey. He's pretty much in Ohio. He's pretty much a legendary vocalist. He even had done country music for a while. But he's their lead singer for the USA Tigertails. Now, the
No,
UK
I never did.
Tigertails is actually still a band. So check them out, check them both out. Maybe.
I had no idea that was a thing.
Yeah.
I like that album cover though. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it got a little bit of some kind of goop on it, but I wasn't fighting it. You know what I mean?
Well, this next one were a one-hit wonder, but I talk about them frequently, but they never get the credit they deserve, ever. Bullet Boys, you know, it was like the second coming of Van Halen, but everybody is like, oh, the guitar player is not as good. I disagree. Mick Sweda, or I think it's Sweda or Sweda, however they pronounce it. His note choice is very bizarre, and I feel like Ted Templeman produced the first two albums, and he did not do them justice. And if you listen to him talk about the recording and production of the first two albums, they talk about how he wasn't really there. He would come in, do his thing, and then, you know, not show up because he had bigger acts to work with. So the production is a little lacking, and I feel like it did not do the guitar justice. Like I said, his note choice is so bizarre. It's so different. Like, just listen to like "Hang On, St. Christopher" and listen to the rhythm playing. And that's a Tom Waits song that they covered. But like, just the rhythm guitar tracks are like, man, how did you come up with that? It's so out there. My favorite's probably "Oh Me Oh My" or "Do Me Raw." That's a very.
He's such a raw player too, though. He's
yeah,
just,
and he played a Les Paul.
He's just such a monstrous player. Like, even the album beyond this, Zaza.
Oh yeah,
he's amazing on that record. That's probably one of my favorite records of his guitar playing.
But
just
again, the production
was horrible.
Yeah, I feel like if the Bullet Boys had gotten Bob Rock to produce this album, they would have been huge.
Oh yeah,
but it's still a great album, and also quite pricey now. Mm-hmm. Bullet Boys Freak Show. It's a good one.
All right. We're going back to the UK again. I like my UK bands, I guess.
I hear you.
But this is Shagga Messiah. What is it? Harry C. Cody, I think.
Yeah, Harry Cody.
Harry Cody.
He had the sickle and hammer on his Ibanez RG.
I know, it's right there.
Yeah.
But this is Shagga Messiah. This is their first record, which most people know that after this album, their lead singer departed, their bass player became their lead singer, and they hired another bass player.
That's so weird, ain't it?
Why? He could have just kept playing bass and become the lead singer.
I guess they didn't want to be winger.
They didn't want to be a trio.
And they didn't want to be winger.
Yeah, and they didn't want to hire another guitar player because this dude's just a monster alone.
Yeah, Harry Cody's insanely good. Does that have
so,
the Explorer on it?
Yes, that instrumental piece is so amazing.
Yeah, if you like instrumental guitar solos, the Explorer on this record is crazy. Lots of good extreme, like the band Extreme type riffs, like very funky and
from what I heard, this is on Relativity Records, but from my notion of some things, Shrapnel Records was interested in Shagga Messiah back, but then when Relativity came around and Shrapnel was kind of skiing down, so I don't think Mike Marty had really the push then to actually sign a band of their stature anyway.
yeah.
So, but
overlooked band.
Yes, very.
With all these bands have good guitar solos, and that's what matters.
There's song shouted out on it.
Yeah, shout
guitar
out.
players.
Bop City.
Yeah, and this is guitar solos are like, God.
Yeah.
They blow your brains out or something. You know what I mean?
It kind of reminds me of Extreme.
Yeah, he's got his own kind of flair about him.
He's also very good with a whammy bar.
Yep, another guy.
Yeah, he wasn't just one of these. He could actually, tastefully use it.
But yeah, no, the back is interesting.
Very cool.
Yeah,
I need to get me a copy of that.
I told you what the deal is.
I know.
All right.
Next, Warrant. Now I know a lot of haters out there are gonna say, but Eric Turner and Joey Allen didn't play the guitar solos. Okay, they played some of the guitar solos on the first two records. However, on the third record, Dog Eat Dog, they played every guitar solo. So Eric Turner and Joey Allen are underrated. Dude. This album is, I love the first two Warrant albums, but this is when they're fully matured.
Check it out. just their riffs on this record.
Oh yeah.
Like the start of Machine Gun.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Joey Allen on the start of Machine Gun. Oh my God. It's like, it's heavy. They pulled some heavy shit
Yeah,
on this record.
this is
Sorry.
no, no, you're right. I mean, and the songs are so much heavier than what you're used to Warrant being, and they played all the solos on this, and they really stepped it up. I think Mike Slamer played on the first two records and was giving them lessons, and you can tell they picked up a lot from him because the guitar solo. You can compare guitar solos on this album to the first two albums, and you'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's the same guy playing them."
Yeah.
But it's not. It's Eric Turner and Joey Allen playing all the guitars on here, and it's excellent. In fact, one of my favorite guitar solos of all time, Sad Teresa, which they had written before they even recorded the first album, but it didn't make it on an album until this album. This is their third album. Sad Teresa has one of my favorite, like 4-bar solo. It's very short solo, but the note choice is perfect, and it checks off all the boxes. Very good guitar work. All the people out there that want to talk trash about Warrant, listen to this record and tell me they suck after that. Their first two albums are good too, but not everybody's into that. But this is completely different than what you'd expect. Also a pricey record.
Well, kind of on the Warrant train, he played the solo of Cherry Pie.
Yeah.
But CeCe DeVille, man. I've seen CeCe get slammed. I've seen CeCe get slammed by famous guitar players. That's very unprofessional, I think, but, you know, that's to each their own. But I think CeCe is you know, he's in his own genre. You know what I mean?
Well, I think the thing about CeCe DeVille that people want to bash is his vibratos, like very influenced by cocaine.
Yeah.
It's very all over. But
it's kind of all over the place.
His vibrato is a little sketchy at some times, but then he pulls some extremely tasteful solo, like "Life Goes On." That solo, that's one of the best solos ever. And people want to talk trash about CeCe, but the dude could shred. And I used to have a guitar player who was a Slash fanatic, and Slash is okay. I wouldn't consider him one of the greatest like everybody does. But he was a Slash fanatic. He was like, "Oh, Slash is way better than CeCe DeVille." Well, let me ask you this. CeCe DeVille could play Slash's solos. He could learn Slash's solos. However, Slash could probably not learn CeCe DeVille's solos. So I think CeCe DeVille got a bad rep.
Yeah, because I think his solos are on another planet.
I mean, it's just shreds.
It's crazy.
I think the cocaine might have, and all the drugs might have. If he would have been sober, it would have been a little less wonky. But that's also kind of the charm of Poison. You know, it's party rock.
But he says he's always kind of played how he felt. He doesn't. He said he didn't ever learn proper.
No.
Like theory or anything.
But he plays like he knows theory because the scales and stuff he uses.
I know, but lots of people says he plays out of key, his solos are out of key from his rhythms, but I've never heard anything really far off out of key.
I will defend CeCe to the death.
Well, yeah, so would I.
He's an excellent guitar player, and people need to back off with that.
But that's even kind of some things that he said. You know, he's like, "Well, I ain't always in key." Well, who is always in key?
Yeah.
If it sounds good, it sounds good.
That's right.
It's because it's only rock and roll.
That's right.
And it's glam rock.
All right. The next one I talk about frequently, Slaughter, Tim Kelly. He died drunk driver hitting when 2000 something. He's been deceased for a while, and it's a shame. Tim Kelly never got the recognition he deserved. Slaughter had some hits. They were a big band. But Tim Kelly, very underrated. Listen to She Wants More. Listen to that solo during that song, and it's just like, dude. Extremely underrated. Played Robin guitars, which you don't see those anymore. But
What do you do?
when you do, they're an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
But Tim Kelly, he played on the first 4 Slaughter records before he passed.
Yes.
So, honestly, all the Slaughter records, the first 5 are excellent. Jeff Blando did a great job with them too. But Tim Kelly, underrated. Guitar riffs are really good, very out of the box. Sit down and try to learn a Slaughter song off this album, and you'll see how good of a player he is because they're hard. I've learned a couple and done lessons on them on this channel, and it's hard.
And you got lucky with this copy, right? Because you
Oh,
got
yeah.
Stick It Live in there
Yeah.
too.
So when I bought this copy, somebody stuck a copy of the live EP, Stick It To You Live, or Stick It Live, whatever. Stuck it in there. So I got both copies in one. So
That's
I
a
love
bonus.
Yeah, and this copy is minty. I mean, it is just clean as
Unless
can
we
be.
find out later on it was maybe when something was released like that, but you got to think the Stick It Live came out after
I know. So
this record.
I have no idea what the deal with that is. It's a German pressing, I think.
Oh,
So
maybe the Germans got lucky.
yeah.
All right, my last guy. Everybody loves him, but I swear he doesn't get enough recognition for his playing, because he's badass. Is Mick Mars. Mick Mars, I don't think within the Motley Crue circle will ever get enough recognition.
No,
It's sad.
it all goes to Tommy and
Nikki.
Nikki.
And how does Tommy Lee write a song?
That well, I will give Tommy Lee
Write
credit.
he
Back
wrote
in the-
Without You, right?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's the one that started it.
Well, back in the day, Tommy Lee was the coolest drummer there was, period.
yeah.
The end. As far as drummers, rock and roll drummers, Tommy Lee, that's like what I think of. But Mick Mars, he was a riff machine.
Yes. And this is like probably besides Kiss records. This is, when I was a kid, when I started getting records, of course Kiss Alive and Kiss Alive 2, when I got them, they were gatefolds.
Mm.
But
Look at that.
then you got this.
I mean, come on, that's
Yeah,
as
it's
cool as it
badass.
gets.
And the great thing about this, I don't know why, but somebody cut the serial number off the back. This is a white label promo.
Really?
Bam.
Wow.
Promo, shout out to that.
That's cool.
Yeah, there was a gold stamp serial number up there. Why they cut it off, I don't know. Because they were retarded.
But
This still has the other gold stamp to write it down. But yeah, Mick Mars, it's just he can shred. He can do blues.
underrated.
Yeah, he can.
He's
He could play steel guitar.
yeah.
So,
Lap
Lap
steel.
steel. Yeah,
Yeah.
he play lap steel.
See, and that's the thing. Mick Mars is every bit as good as Slash, but Slash gets all the praise. I don't get it because
He was doing the blues master stuff before.
Yeah,
anybody.
so, and it's so weird he was playing blues in a metal band. So I mean that was very people don't understand that was very innovative.
Yeah, and the thing is as he turned it around to his own style.
Oh,
Because if you talk, I've seen interviews and things with Mick Mars. He don't talk about these guitar players like, oh my God, Eddie Van Halen. You don't talk about, you don't talk about the guys that are like
he's in the
the
blues.
guys that he'd be more like. You think he'd be like, well, Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley was good. He talks about people. He talks about Jimmy Page, Jeff Beck, the Yardbirds.
But he was also so much older,
Yeah, he's a lot older guy than he's the oldest member of Motley Crue, of course.
and it shows.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, just wanted to do a little episode on some guitar playing that we felt was underrated, even if the album or band was popular. The guitar players don't really get enough recognition. It seems like every time you turn around, Guitar World magazine has the same 3 people on the cover, and there's plenty of people they could write about.
Didn't this album go double platinum
Yeah,
or something?
yeah. I
Or at
mean,
least gold.
shoot, I bet it's gonna platinum 10 times.
10 times platinum.
But yeah, we'll do it again sometime when maybe we'll do the most overrated guitar players next time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
the ones that shouldn't be the ones that shouldn't be overrated.
Anyway, thanks for tuning in. Later, fools.